Okay, I think we may start. Thank you all very much for participating in this first info session for the Western Balkans Visegrad Fellowship. We are very happy to see you here. You are quite numbered and there are still people joining, so this is very good news for us, for both the Western Balkans Fund and the International Visegrad Fund. I am Erinda Tosca. I am program manager in the Western Balkan Fund, and here with me is my colleague Ilir Umeri. We work together on the mobility programs. And here online with me, it is also my colleague from the International Visegrad Fund, Jiří Sikora.
Good morning from Bratislava. Hello.
Hello.
We will jointly work together to make this program a success, as it is the first pilot year. And we are really hoping to have as much participants as possible from both regions to benefit from this program in order to make sure to justify any continuation for the future. So how this presentation will work, we will not keep you long, but we have prepared a short presentation where we will present the main elements of the fellowship program and then leave room for questions and sharing your ideas in order to help you to clarify whatever information you might need. So if you allow me, I will share a presentation with you. Okay, so as you may all know, Western Balkans Fund Visegrad Fellowship is a call for proposals that was launched on 15th of April, jointly by the Western Balkans Fund and the International Visegrad Fund. It is a pilot call for proposals, as it is the first time that both organizations cooperate together in a joint program for intra-regional mobility. Many of you may know, but for those that don't know, Western Balkans Fund is a regional grant-giving organization established in 2015 by the Ministries of Foreign Affairs of Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Kosovo, Montenegro, North Macedonia, and Serbia. And the mission is to support the region through regional projects to people level, and with mobility programs in order to create conditions to share mutual experiences, traditions, culture, education, to create a regional perspective. And as for the presentation of the International Visegrad Fund, I'd like to give the word to Jiří.
Yes, thank you. Very briefly, we have been operating as a regional donor since the year 2000. And as the name suggests, we primarily deal and focus on the Visegrad 4 countries, so Czechia, Hungary, Poland, and Slovakia. But since the accession of the 4 countries into the EU in 2004, we have been expanding our activities more towards the non-EU members, particularly the entire Western Balkans and the Eastern Partnership countries, as well as other countries in Europe and elsewhere. And I'm very happy that this program is the first joint program with our partners in Tirana that we have pooled together money to run jointly, and I hope that both regions and you, the prospective applicants, will benefit. We are here to answer any questions. Also, afterwards, of course, you can reach us on our website if you have any concerns. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Thank you, Jiří. So, just a quick introduction of the cooperation between the two organizations. The cooperation between the Western Balkans Fund and the International Visegrad Fund has started on 2016, and it started actually more of a support from the International Visegrad Fund towards the Western Balkans, as we were newly established based on the example actually of the International Visegrad Fund. So being like a little sister organization, we decided to cooperate with Visegrad Fund to gain the technical assistance in order to grow and to create sustainability of the Western Balkan Fund in the region and have an impact at community level and at the civil society level. So what happened is that in 2023, Western Balkan Fund piloted mobility program for the citizens of the Western Balkans region, and it was a pilot program and it was very successful. We are very happy with the results. And as such, we decided to go further and to expand this possibility towards the V4 region in cooperation with the International Visegrad Fund. So this program is an intra-regional program, and it allows for exchange of academia community between the two regions. We call this a pilot program because it's the first time, and of course when we say pilot, it has the potential to grow and to further be supported in the future, but to do so we need to have the numbers, the successes, the success stories from our applicants and the grantees. That's why it is crucial for us to present this program properly and to have as many applicants as possible. So maybe you have seen on the Visegrad Fund website or on the website of Western Balkan Fund, the criteria and the information about this program are quite simplified, meaning it is quite a tailored program. It is dedicated to holders of a doctoral degree or enrolled students in doctoral studies. So researchers, lecturers, professors, they need to be citizens of one of the contracting parties of the Western Balkan region and of the V4 region. Of course, I mean, the number of applications that an applicant can submit to this program is not restricted. We, of course, encourage for them to apply with as many as possible programs that are properly, let's say, created and written so as to have more chances to be selected. So the particularity of this program is that the mobility is in two main directions. So the citizens of Czechia, Hungary, Poland, and Slovakia will be able to apply to relevant host institutions in the Western Balkan region, and the citizens from Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Kosovo, and Serbia will be able to apply to relevant host institutions in the V4 countries. So it needs to be intra-regional. The citizens of the Western Balkan cannot apply into this program within their region. They need to apply to the V4 region and vice versa. There is no limit of age. We have had this question in our emails. So you are free to apply whether you are a young PhD holder or student or even a senior one. Another particularity of this program is that per application, you need to select one host institution that is not prescribed. This means that it is upon the choice of the applicant to select the institution where they are going to have the mobility and the implementation of the project. We may understand, especially from the Western Balkans, because we have had many questions in regards to, can you provide us a list of the education institutions in the V4 countries? How can we choose one in one of the countries of the region, because maybe some of you don't have sufficient information on this particular, let's say, aspect, but we encourage you to research, to exchange information with your peers in the region and within the country, because maybe they know and they can refer and recommend to you proper institutions where to apply. The action must be relevant to the nature of the fellowship and the host institution. And private or public higher education institutions are eligible where you can apply. So they can be universities, science academies, research bodies, libraries, archives, laboratories. So the range of the institutions where you can apply to further develop your research or your program or go as a visiting lecturer is quite extended. So how does it work? When we talk about the simplified information about this program, is that it differs a little bit from the mobility program that we have in our organization. As the size of the grant, it is allocated per the weeks that you will apply for your fellowship program. And it is a lump sum. It is 500 euros per week. There is no indication or division on how you should spend this grant per week, either in accommodation or consumable. It's up to you on how to manage it. And we have also provided a transportation grant that it goes up to 500 euros. That, of course, needs to be very well justified when you apply, when you fill in the application form. So we know, how much does it cost for you to travel from the Western Balkans to the V4 and vice versa. The support, as we said, is 500 euro per week, paid in 2 installments. It means that once you are selected as a grantee and you sign the grant contract, you need to go to your host institution, and upon arrival to your host institution, for example, at the university, you get a confirmation letter that the fellow has arrived, is here for the implementation of the program. And when we receive this letter, we transfer 80% of the grant. The second installment is disbursed after the delivery of the summary report that comes by the end of the fellowship program. So this is the idea. I mean, the idea is that you need to have a very good connection with the institution where you are going. They need to be very well informed when you are going and what you are going to do there, because actually it is part of the documents that you need to upload in the system in order to be selected for the grant. This means you need to provide a scanned valid ID document, the passport, scan of the doctoral diploma, including its English translation if it's not a bilingual document, or a proof of enrollment in a doctoral study program. We had one question in our emails that said, I am a student, I'm going to be enrolled in the PhD studies in October. Can I apply? Actually, no, we are very sorry to say this, because you need to have a certification that you are either a holder of the PhD degree or that you are enrolled. So let's hope that this program will repeat next year and people that will enroll later can apply. Then you need a letter of invitation signed and stamped by the host institution detailing the precise length of the fellowship. the exact nature and the intended outcomes written in English. And this is the letter that you need from the host institution, which is crucial for us to see that you are welcome, that you are well known to the institution where you are going. The last document that you need is a letter of recommendation issued by the applicant's affiliated institution, either the research center or the university, or by a relevant expert that could be your mentor, for example, or a senior expert at your own institution. The recommendation letter is like let's say, a support document that supports your profile, your expertise, your field of work and study. So somehow it supports your application further. So these are the documents, and actually these are the key information that you also find in our pages, both in the Western Balkans Fund website and the International Visegrad website. So this is it. We wanted to keep it very short in order to leave room for you to ask any questions that you may have. So we have already Burim that has raised his hand. So please, Burim, if you can unmute yourself. Burim, are you there? Who wants to start? I have many of you. I cannot see you all, but yes, please. The one that is raising his hand. I cannot see the name.
It's me. Can you hear me?
Please, yes.
Yes.
Ram
Thank you.
Hadroy.
Thank you very much. I am Rami from Albania. I am a student, PhD student at Bielefeld University, Germany. Thank you for the opportunity. Actually, it's such a good opportunity when I read it. And I had a couple of questions. First of all is I am from Albania, but I live in Germany. I am a student in Germany. Can I apply for the program, or do I have to be a PhD student in my own country?
Ivji, would you like to reply?
The conditions are based on citizenship. So regardless of where you are residing, you can, as an Albanian citizen or as a citizen of any other country in the region, you can apply.
Okay, yeah, I own an Albanian passport and a German passport, but I will apply as an Albanian citizen. Okay, my second question is, Erinda, you mentioned that once we arrive at the hosting institution, we send you the letter of arriving, but what if the program is a part-time program? Meaning there is a program actually in TEU, Central European University, that's dedicated to Roma program, and that's where I'm supposed I want to apply, which is a part-time program, meaning that throughout the 9 months, I need to go there in different times with 1 or 2 weeks. Does that apply? I mean, do I just send you the letter when I arrive there for the first time, or any time that I arrive there, I have to send you a letter?
Well, so far we don't allow for interrupted periods like that. So you can apply for a minimum period of 2 weeks. So for that one visit, this program could be suitable. But if you happen to, and if you need for your research to conduct several visits throughout, let's say, half a year, this is not possible. So you would have to focus on the core that you need, let's say 2 weeks to work in the archives in a given month. For that, you can apply for the support, but not for several consecutive separate visits. It's not possible so far, at least anyway.
Okay, because the program is a teaching program, actually. It's not a research program, and they have the intensive classes which they run on different times of the year. So I need to be there whenever they have that intensive classes. So it's not possible for me to go there and stay 6 months, and just for probably I could apply for just 2 weeks or
Yes, yes. So what is intended and what we have tried in the V4 region, where we have operated this program in the past year. For guest lectures, this is ideal, but you should then have a deal with your host university, if it's possible, and the CEU, to host you for, let's say, an intensive seminar, which will take place within 1 or 2 weeks, during which you deliver it. And for that, you can request the support.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't have any other questions. You have fully answered. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So we have another raised hand. I would call again Burim because he was the first one, but I don't know if he can respond. If not, we can continue with Brunilda Hagiu that has raised her hand.
Yes. Hello. I'm
Hello.
I'm looking with a delay because I didn't because of the internet problems that we have now in work. And well, I am with citizen from Albania, but I work in Kosovo, and I am candidate of PhD in Skopje in St. Kirill and Methodius University. And I have the first questions of mine is regarding to the program in these countries. Are we allowed to go in the hospital there or just in the university? Because I'm in the clinical medicine program. First question. So is it?
Yeah, I understand. Actually, ask like this, I wouldn't know. Meaning, are you going for a research there for what kind of nature the program you want to apply for? Because you cannot go, for example, for an internship or for work, or it should be related somehow to education.
Or exchange.
Okay, it would be perfect also with education issues. I understand. And the other question is about the university. We have to choose by ourselves, or it is chosen by the program? Or we have to communicate and to contact with them directly?
Brunilda, you have the right to choose the university by your own choice. It means that you know better, for example, which are the universities, the faculties, the research centers that fit better to your research work, etc. So you may choose. We do not choose any institution where applicants can go. So it's upon your free choice.
Okay. And regarding to the accommodation, it is covered by the program or by ourselves?
So maybe you arrived late. I explained in a short presentation that you may apply.
I didn't catch it.
Yes, there is a grant that is calculated per week. It is a lump sum. So depending on the timeline that you'd like to choose, you may choose from 2 weeks to 10 weeks as a mobility program. And your grant will be calculated on the weeks that you will be there. So it's 500 euros per week. It is a lump sum, and you may manage yourself through accommodation and daily allowance with this amount of grant per week.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And maybe just to repeat this, because you came later, we disburse 80% of the grant once you arrive at the host institution, and we receive the confirmation from the host institution, and the 20% remaining, it is dispersed after you submit the final report.
Okay, it's clear. It's clear now. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there Okay, we have in chat some questions. So wait, I have to go from the beginning because, okay. Eva Dimitrevska, do I need to have a confirmation letter from the host institution at the time of the application submission? You need to have an invitation letter from the host institution. I mean, we need to be aware that you are known to the institution and they are welcoming whatever program that you have in mind with them. So you need to coordinate this with the host institution. This is a crucial document. Then we have another question from Barbara Ramadani. Can we visit different universities in different countries? Irji, would you like to reply to that?
This is basically meant for single visits. But so obviously, and I will relate to the question from before when the lady was asking about potentially working in a hospital, in a teaching hospital. Obviously, this is all possible. This program facilitates not only guest lecturers, but also researchers who might be working in the archives, might be conducting experiments in a laboratory, can be using other facilities, but there has to be one host who actually officially accepts you. So I can imagine that you get accepted by a local university for a period of 3 weeks. And as part of that, you will spend some time in the local archive, or if you're a medical student, you will be working in the local hospital with the team supervised by the university, and in other cases. So within the under overseen by the host institution, you are flexible, but you cannot go to other countries, let's say, or you cannot interrupt the research, as was Mr. Hadroy's question before. So you can go for one time period between 2 to 10 weeks, and whether you divide your research and visit other institutions, let's say in the same town, while still being supervised by the host, that's fine.
So we also have another question, Yuri, where I need your also assistance. It's Dejan. He says, I'm a PhD holder, but I'm not working at any university. I work as a project coordinator in NGO sector. Am I eligible to apply?
Yes.
If you are a PhD holder, you can apply. That's the minimum. So either you already hold a doctorate degree or you are a full-time PhD student. Both of these cases can apply. And of course, then the decision is on the nature of your planned fellowship, what you plan to study or what you will be lecturing, but that's a different story. If you hold a PhD degree, you can apply. You're eligible.
Thank you. So we have another question from Tatiana that asks, if we will go to do experimental research in some laboratory, would that laboratory get some money for chemicals and consumables? Actually, this is a no, meaning that this fellowship program is contributing financially only to the mobility of the person, of the individual. So the laboratory or the host institution where you are going will not get any financial support for this. We have Amin Durmishi that has a question. Since there is no need for an official translation of the PhD diploma, are we allowed to translate it by ourselves? Yes, you are allowed. It means that it is not required to have an official translation of it. Ermira Chosia asked again, just to confirm, we can go for research or teaching. Yuri, can you support me on this, like any type of other activity that they might do? I mean, it's research, teaching, visiting lectures.
Yes, exactly. It's either teaching and holding, as we had Mr. Hadroy, have an intense seminar with a group of students. So you condense the credits, and within a week you can basically teach a full-length semester worth of a seminar if it's intense enough. So it's for guest lecturers and it's for researchers and whatever that involves. In some cases, it will be experiments in a lab, as we spoke. In some cases, it will be archival research. In some cases, it will be conducting interviews and doing the research, in a different capacity. So it really depends case to case, but it has to be either lectures or seminars or research, whether individual or in a group, it's possible as well.
We have another question. Zarife Bayraktar Egashi. I'm a professor. My field of study has to do with materials and metallurgy. How will it be possible to connect with the universities that have part of my field? Ms. Bayraktari, I think this will be part of your research to search for host institutions, maybe universities or any other host institution that are part of your field, but you need to research it through either exchanging information with your peers, colleagues, researching online universities, because we don't have any list of given universities in the other for the V4 region. So it's an activity that you need to do on your own and also connect to the host institution on your own. Milica says, does the grant have to be used in the academic 2024-2025? Can we plan our research stay earlier than October 2024 or later than September 2025? Thank you for your question. Actually, it is written also in the guidelines that are on our website. The implementation period is quite clear. You may apply for the time frame that is available to you from 2 weeks to 10 weeks, from September 2024 to June 2025. But this is the limit. This is where the program must end. So you need to be within this time frame, not later than that. We have Dragana that says, hello everyone, I had problems in connecting, so could you please tell me which countries are included in this application call? Can we go in any country in Europe to do lab work, give a lecture, etc.? Dragana, I will repeat this, but please also check our website because it is quite clear. 2 regions are involved, the Western Balkans region and the V4 region. So the citizens from the Western Balkans can go to the V4 region and the citizens from V4 region can come to the Western Balkans. Not all European countries are involved in this fellowship program. So please check the list of countries and comply with it. I mean, depending as from the name, I guess you are from the Western Balkans, so you can go either to Slovakia, to Czechia, to Poland, and to Hungary. These 4. We have Fiola. She says, is there any condition for the affiliated home institution of PhD students? If my university is within the EU and I am a Western Balkan citizen, am I eligible to apply? Fiola, as Yuri said before, if you have the citizenship of one of the contracting parties of the Western Balkan region, you can apply. You are eligible. This is the only criteria that is given. It doesn't matter where you are studying. So we have another question. It's Ivana's. What are the expected outcomes? You mentioned at the beginning that the continuation of the project depends on the success of the candidates. Yuri, can you help me on this? For example, what kind of outcomes they can come up with during their program of fellowship?
That there's no limits and it's fully up to the needs of the individual fellows, what the outcomes will be. For somebody, it will be a chapter in their thesis. For somebody, it will be a set of experiments conducted and some data gathered. For someone, it will be gaining access to archival material or a knowledge by a supervisor at the host institute. Sometimes it will be consultations, and for some it will be a group of students who will pass or not pass a course or a seminar that he or she will teach. So the outcomes are not limited and they're not prescribed. Everybody needs something else, and it's up to you to explain to us why your research or guest lecture has to be supported, why it's important, and what it is that you will deliver.
Thank you. We have another question from Anya. Is there some quote for different fields, such as dedicated number of fellowships for sciences and a different number for social sciences? No, we don't have any kind of quote. You are free to apply, and then based on the quality of your proposal and what Iris said, projects will be selected. So I think we have exhausted all the questions in chat. I don't know if anybody else has any other question. Gerta Mehmeti has raised her hand. Please, Gerta, if you may unmute yourself. Hello.
Yes, do you hear me? I'm Gerta,
Yes.
and I'm a PhD holder from 2016. I studied in Rome economics law and institutions, but now I'm dealing with environmental law as I work for an environmental NGO. Can I change the field of research? So can I use this opportunity to make a research in protected areas law in any country of the selected ones? No? Or I have to comply with the field of research during my PhD? I don't know if it's clear, the question. Can I make a research different from the field that I used to? I don't know if I'm clear.
Yuri, would you like to? You are unmuted. Can you unmute yourself?
We have no limits, so obviously whichever field you feel competent enough to, and you might benefit from visiting a host institution, it's possible. But of course, you will have to justify that. So you will have to, your invitation letter has to clearly state why it is that the host is interested in hosting you, what it is in particular you will be working on, and in what time frame. And also the recommendation letter that you will upload. Obviously, if it proves your credentials in a given field and your expertise, it's absolutely fine, regardless of what you had studied in the past.
Okay, thank you.
Another one, Rosarta Nezai. Please, Rosarta, you may unmute yourself.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for this webinar, for your information. First of all, it was very clear and helpful for us. I have a question about the limited, if there is any limited time, from the period when you have taken the PhD diploma.
Rosarta, no, there is no limit. It means that if you are a PhD holder, you are a senior professor, you may apply. There is no age limit or any limit when you have taken the diploma of PhD. And furthermore, we also accept students that are enrolled in PhD programs. So it's open. You are eligible.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other one raising the hand?
Yes, I have raised my hand. I don't know whether you see it. Anita Lalic.
Yeah.
Please, Anita.
So hello, thank you for your presentation. I have a question for the end of the fellowship. So we only have to submit the final report? Do we have to take care of boarding passes, etc., accommodation?
So this is quite different from the mobility program that we implement in the Western Balkan Fund, where we require a lot of documents. But Jiri, please tell them that is easier in this case.
No, you don't need anything. 0 documents. The scholarship or the fellowship is given as a lump sum. So you have a lump sum set amount for a week, the 500 euros, plus what Erinda said before, you can also request additional money in the form of a travel grant, which you justify. You don't have to collect any receipts, any invoices. It's fully up to you how you spend the money.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other question that you'd like to pose? If not, I would just like to inform you that this is a recorded session of the info session that we may make available on our website if you need to cross-check the questions once again and the presentation once again. We have also our email. We can write it again, info@westernbalkanfund.org. For you to write any question that you might have also in the follow-up of this info session. We are glad to see that there is a lot of interest on this program, and we hope to receive your applications, as many as possible. Jiri, would you like to say anything to finalize it?
No, I think you said it all. Thank you all for taking